Welcome to Real Estate Live, a real estate show where we discuss and analyze the market and interview exciting guests. Your host is international speaker and author JC Melvin. A brand new show is broadcast every Tuesday and is available for viewing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now, for this week's show, here's JC.
This is JC and welcome to Real Estate Live. What a holiday season we had here in the Las Vegas area. You know, I've lived here for 32 years. I live on the east side of town, and I've never seen this much snow the entire time that I have lived here. It was an exciting season. Okay, here we are in January now. Let's take a look at what happened in 2008 as we start this year with the numbers and what they mean to us in the real estate business. First of all, in the condominium and townhome market, we have put up the number of listed properties and sold properties reflecting years 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, and lastly 2008. In looking at these numbers, you can see that the years of 2003 and 2004, when you move to the far right, you can see that 74% and 67% of those condos and townhomes that were listed were selling. Well, that market was hot, hot, hot. When we're looking at that percentage ratio on the right, what we're looking for a normal market is right at 50% or maybe 51 or 52 or 53%. And next, let's take a look at the average and median price of this condo townhome market. As you see what we've got up here on the screen, we've gone back to 2004. One of the first things that ought to jump out is the number in the bottom row in purple that shows the median price for 2008 of the condos was in the area of $136,000. Now, the median price has not been that low in the condominium market since before 2004. I want to give you a little note here. In December of 2008, the average price was down to $113 and change, and the median price was only $89,900. Folks, you can expect to see a lot more sales of condominiums and townhomes because of this drastic reduction in price, and that means we have an increase in affordability. All right, let's move forward now and talk about single families. So I've put up here on the screen the listed and sold properties from 2003 on. Now, note 2003, the percentage over there on the far right. See that percentage? 77% of the properties that were listed, the single families, through the multiple listing service in 2003 sold. Folks, that was a hot, hot, hot market. In fact, don't misunderstand that market. It was an out of balance, hot market, and that created the price and value escalation that we saw that we're now paying for. You can see that in 2008, that climbed from the previous 2 years of 38% and 24%. You can see in 2008 that climbed back up to a healthy 41%, with 24,924 resales through the multiple listing service in the greater Las Vegas area. Folks, this is a good thing. We're headed in the right direction. Let's take a look now at the single family average and median prices over the last few years, going back to 2004. The interesting thing, if you look at years number 2005, 6, and 7, you can see that we had a 3-year span there where the average price was pretty solid between $355,000 and $375,000, and the median price also between $300,000 and $310,000. Take a look at 2008, though, where your average has dropped down below $285,000, and your median price now down to $222,000. Interesting here, I'm going to share with you in just a little bit the difference between December of 2007 and December of 2008, but we'll come back to that in a minute. I want to take a look now at the next slide, which is the snapshot slide. It's a monthly snapshot where I've taken 2008 and I've looked at January, April, July, September, and December. And look at the volume sold per month, starting at less than 1,000 in January, and the percentage relationship on the far right there, which reflects that it was only 19.5%. That's as bad as the 77%. Sales were dragging at the end of 2007, and they were still dragging the first month or two of 2008. Good news, though, as we look at September and December's numbers, we see that we're up to almost 3,000 sales, and we see that that percentage relationship again is at 52% and 54.8% in December. folks, this is good news for the real estate industry, and it's good news for you if you're in the industry. Now, let me just say this. If you're a buyer or a seller, these numbers have some merit and some import for you. If you're a buyer, what these numbers got to be telling you is the median price has dropped drastically. It's time to buy. If you're a seller, there's hope. If you're a seller, it looks like we may have hit bottom and we are going to come out of this thing. A lot of that is going to depend on the consumer confidence, I should say, across America. And of course, we have an inauguration coming up in a couple of weeks. So, with that being said, I'm going to come back and recap this. I want to ask our mortgage lender, our in-house mortgage lender for the Real Estate Live show, who is Mark Stephan. He is with Metro Cities, which is the largest independent mortgage company in all 50 states across America. So, Mark, I've got 3 quick questions for you. Number 1, Mark, in 15 seconds or less, what does 2009 look like for America's home buyers?
You know, JC, I think 2009 looks like a fantastic year for home buyers. Rates are way down. As you know, they're 5% below. Prices are down, so couldn't be a better year from that perspective for buyers.
Well, okay, let me follow that up. Let's talk about the rates for just a second then. Will the rates generally remain stable? Are they going to remain stable between 5 and 6%? What's your sense of that, Mark?
You know what? Interest rates are right now at historic lows. We're actually 5% and below. I think there's a lot of pressure to keep rates in the 5% range. Certainly no higher than 6, maybe even as low as 4.5 or so.
Let me follow that up with this. Should a buyer that's considering buying anytime during 2009, should they be getting together with their lender right now, Mark? What's your take on that?
Yes, buyers should get together with their lender as quickly as they even start to think about buying. Let's go through the pre-qualification process, address any issues that have to be addressed early in the process. Getting pre-approved is the best thing they can do before they go out shopping.
As always, Mark, thank you so much for your insight, your input. We look to be in touch with you probably next week and the week after, and certainly right after the inauguration. We hope to get you here in the studios for an interview. So, that being said, let me just share with you one of the key things that I found in comparing 2007 to 2008. First of all, the number of sales in single-family residences in the resale market was up 63%. That's right, we went from 15,279 resales in 2007 up over to almost 25,000 in 2008. That is a positive sign. I'm not saying that Las Vegas once again is going to be the first city or the first area of the country to rebound, but it looks like we are on the right track here. I expect that we're going to see a rebound quicker here in the Las Vegas area than most areas of the country do rebound. The next thing that I want to share with you, if we look at the median price, I said I was going to come back to this, and the difference between December of 07 and December of 08, you're going to see that the median price has actually come down here 33%. And the median price for a single family in December of 08 was down to its low of $175,000. Can it go much lower? That's the question. That's what everybody wants to know. Me thinks it's not going to go much lower. That's why I agree with Mr. Stephan when he says if you're thinking about buying this year, now is the time to get yourself together with your lender. A couple of reasons. One, stand, and two, that's one, see where you stand, and two, if there's a kink or a correction that needs to be made on your credit report, you've got time to get that done now so that in 6 months or 8 months you're ready to perform while this market is still in its current condition. So all in all, it looks to me like 2009 is starting off on the right track. Sales are up, confidence is up. We're going to see more as a result of the inauguration and what follows immediately thereafter for the month or two. Next week, by the way, we're going to be talking about BPOs and what the Nevada legislature is going to be doing with any legislation affecting real estate agents doing BPOs and how does that conflict with appraisals. So we'll have a complete update for that for you next week. Thanks, and we'll see you all soon.